Children's Day today, and we here at ET Now have been celebrating Children's Day, talking about how to make the world better for our future generation throughout the day. But what future do our kids have if they can't even breathe? The national capital recorded an AQI over 500 this morning in 5 neighborhoods. And to make things worse, one NGO thought it was a good idea to make children run through this dangerous air, ironically, to celebrate Children's Day. Not only are we unconcerned but also uninformed. A report put out by the Lancet Countdown has revealed how severely climate change will impact the next generation. In fact, they say any child born today will face lifelong health impact due to climate change. How will we get everyone to sit up and take notice? To talk more on this, I'm joined today by Ridhima Pandey, environmental child activist and one among the 16 child petitioners who filed a complaint at the United Nations along with Greta Thunberg, protesting a lack of government action on climate crisis. I'm also speaking today with Dr. Sumit Sharma, Director at Earth Science and Climate Change, TERI, and Dr. Upendra Kinjavadekar, a top pediatrician. Welcome to all of you and thank you for speaking with us today. Ridhima, I must start with you on the occasion of Children's Day. What is your message on the point of how much climate change will actually impact your generation?
Like it's affecting the kids most, and how can a person say a child happy Children's Day by this bad air condition? How a child can celebrate Children's Day? And it's going to affect the child most because the children are having the weak lungs. Their lungs are not properly developed, so the kids are the one who are going to suffer because of that.
So what is your message really, Ridhima? What is your message on Children's Day? And we've been showing people pictures of an organization which thought it was a good idea to make children run through this weather. Do you think it's important for now kids to speak out? What do you hope to see in the future?
So I want to just say that it's not good that NGO is making kids run in this type of air condition, and I just want to say that what is our government doing and what is our older generation is doing. This is how much bad condition of Delhi. Even I'm facing problem in breathing, and I can't imagine that how kids smaller than me are living here. And I just want to ask our government that what are you doing, and older generation that what are you all doing?
Ridhima, I know you're so young, but so wise beyond your years. So far, the children are staying back from school because they can't go out. What does it feel like for a child to have to deal with the reality of pollution and climate change?
It feels very bad because it's affecting our studies also, and this is the best day I think that for a kid to celebrate it in their schools with their teachers, with their classmates. And at this time we are sitting on our homes. Kids are bounded to be at their home. They can't go to their school to celebrate Children's Day, and it's going to affect the health of kids, and it's going to affect the studies of the kid also.
Yeah, I want to come to some of our other speakers. Ridhima, at any point in the conversation, if you want to make a point, just indicate and I'll come to you. Mr. Sharma, just put into perspective how crucial and how dangerous and scary this now is, especially in the context of the Lancet Report, which talks about lifelong impact of climate change on children born today and obviously young children as well.
So, there are two different issues. One is the climate change, another is air pollution. I come from the fraternity of scientists working on air pollution, and let me speak about the issues related to air pollution here. See, what we are seeing here now these days is the situation of, we can call it as an emergency, air emergency. The air which we are breathing is absolutely, not breathable, and the pollutant levels have crossed the limits to the maximum extent. Even if we don't, think about this very high level of pollution, the rest of the year is also quite polluted. It does not mean that if today's levels are so high, the rest of the year is clean. Across the year, if you just leave the rainy days, you will find air quality which is not fit for human consumption. So we are living in that region which is heavily polluted, and not just kids, all humans. In emergency, even the healthiest of people can face impacts on their respiratory tract, on their cardiovascular systems, and lung cancers are developing. And then the latest research is telling us that the IQ levels of our kids can go down if they live or born in a city like Delhi, where the pollution levels are so high. So I think it is a state of emergency. We need to take so many measures. I feel quite shameful when Ridhima said that why the government and older generation are not doing anything, and we feel responsible for it. And it's not just government. We all need to put in our effort. We need to reduce our contributions in this minute which we have developed over the last few decades.
Very, very key points there, Dr. Upendra. I want to understand from you, because we have come to a situation in big cities where it is not unusual to see very small children needing nebulizers or breathing aids as a very common factor for the first few years of their life. I'll go into the Lancet report in just a bit in some detail, but first, if you can just talk to us about the impact of bad air and polluted air on the lungs of very small children.
Okay. First of all, let me say that I'm not only a pediatrician, but I also represent Indian Academy of Pediatrics, a body which represents more than 30,000 pediatricians across the country, and we are all fighting for good air everywhere. So preventive health is extremely important, and we are all concerned about it. We have an environmental health chapter wherein air pollution we also take care of. So coming back to your question, that the impact of poor air on child's health, definitely it has tremendous impact, because air is the one which the child first takes in. The first breath we are all concerned about is the child cries immediately after birth. But before that, even if the baby is in utero, that is mother's womb, whatever mother is, the baby is inhaling, those fumes and toxic gases can go to the baby, and it is an extremely primitive stage of development. So lungs are developing. So for that, good quality of air is of utmost importance. If the baby doesn't get it, the lungs are going to be malformed. So that is one point. So developmental stage wise, even the breathing rate, the breath, whatever inhalations that we make, respiratory rate that we call off, a child's respiratory rate is much more compared to the adult at any stage. So compared to a 40-50 at newborn, or maybe a 30-40 in an older age. So we are all breathing much faster. So imagine the amount of air that a child is inhaling compared to the adult. So that is second point. So if it is a bad quality air, it is continuously inhaling such bad air. So that is going to be definitely detrimental. So, and the other problem is that it's not only the asthma that you were talking about, the Lancet report of increased use of nebulization. Of course, let me tell you that nebulizers are also misused nowadays. But actually, yes, definitely the lungs are developing, and at that stage, if I get bad air, definitely my lungs are going to be malformed.
So, doctor, what really can we do? I want to come to everyone on that point, but just right now, because you've spoken about the impact of children in utero, I mean, think of how unfair it is. There is just no choice. There is no choice even before you are born. And I know this is a bit depressing on Children's Day. We want to wish everyone a happy Children's Day, but these are the true hard facts. What can people do to protect their children and protect the next generation?
Two important words that you used in your opening commentary, that we were unconcerned and we were uninformed.
Yes.
I think those two were very important words. So that's why we need to be concerned and we need to be informed. Both should happen equally well. So we should be concerned. So everyone has shown concern that probably after this Delhi episode, people all over the country have understood the importance of good quality air. So that is good. So concern we have taken care of. And information. So another important factor which is affecting our country is poverty. How poverty affects is because I am not educated, I do not go to school, so I am not informed about good quality air. I do not know that there is something called as air quality index, and every fire station in major metropolitan cities at least displays a air quality level of that city. So I need to look at that. What is the air quality level in my city? That is second. So I should be informed about good quality and what is my right as a citizen to get a quality air. That is second. And thirdly, if all that is known, I have to educate. I am informed now, I have to tell that to others. So it has to go to the schools, the teachers, the students, the parents, everybody should be aware of that. And once we are all on the same page, probably we'll take a next step that we actually need to do for good quality air, because the ambient air as well as the domestic air, both needs to be protected and it needs to be of good quality. So then coming back to the factory waste, the waste incineration, using the proper fuels, all that,
No, but
because
you know,
this is
you know,
not
doctor,
a
the
doctor's
fact
job.
is
So
right
what
now,
I am supposed to do is educate parents.
Yeah, but right now, what choice do parents have? You know, I've spoken to a host of people over the last few days in Delhi, the NCR region, and what they've done is that those who can have pretty much put their children in rooms with air purifiers and are keeping them there till they think it's safe for them to go out. Is that really the way we want children to grow up?
Not at all. So this is a knee-jerk reaction, what we call. So when such episode occurs, sporadically somewhere, it's a different reaction. But what we want to do is a long-term solution for this. So let's start off with first thing that everyone can do at a domestic good quality air: stop smoking. Do not smoke at home. Go and smoke even in outside. So smoking, if it comes down, that is one. Even a passive smoking, we do not understand that. People say the child doesn't smoke, but it's the father who is smoking. And not only that, even if you have smoked outside, the smell and the fumes and everything comes on your clothes also, and the child, still gets it. So all our asthmatic patients, we tell the father not only to smoke at home, even if you smoke outside, come, change clothes, have a bath, and then go close to the child. So that is how one has to take care of. Even, we have rural and urban, two types of settings. So we have India also and we have Bharat also. So we have to take care of the solid fuels, the kerosene. The mother is sitting next to there, she's cooking or heating or something is happening, and the poor baby is in her lap breastfeeding at that time, and the baby is also inhaling. So such things, if we change, it is all going to be a slow progress. We are in the right direction. Every step has been taken, but then it's a long way to go. I understand that.
I want to come to bits from the Lancet report, which are truly scary, which talks about an entire generation being endangered by climate change, children suffering the ill effects of air pollution and extreme weather events. And here we're talking only about breathing, but this report talks about the fact that global yields of crops, maize, winter wheat, rice will go down. It will lead to more malnutrition. The life expectancy now of children born today onwards will be, the global life expectancy will be 71 years, so much lesser. These are scary facts and true facts. Sumit Sharma, I want to come back to the question of uninformed and really not caring, unconcerned about the situation. In Delhi itself, we saw a cricket match take place a few days ago. There was a big hue and cry that what is the message you're putting out? No one bothered. It went on. Today, again, we'll show you those pictures of children running a marathon because it's Children's Day. I mean, it's bordering on criminal negligence. Why does no one care?
It is linked to the level of awareness, level of sensitization towards the issue. Delhi government, the governments around NCR, they announced a holiday for children, but people have sent their children out to play. That clearly shows that the sensitivity towards the issue is minimal. They are not realizing that this invisible enemy, these invisible pollutants in the atmosphere can go deep into our body and can enter into the bloodstream and can destroy a number of our organs. So I think it's the sensitivity, it's the education level of the people that needs to improve. I am a scientist. I generally talk about how this can be controlled. But I must tell you that last year, Terry came up with this song called Ruk Jao, Stop Pollution, the air pollution song on YouTube. And, we try to give this message in more, musical way to tell people that this is killing you. You have to act, you have to demand air quality, and you have to make it a political issue. Like you demand, good quality water, like you demand electricity,
Yeah.
air quality is something that you should be demanding for.
Well, air quality definitely needs to become a political issue as well, and needs to be something that politicians do and put on their list. But can they really? I'm going to come back to you with a follow-up on this, Sumit Sharma, because in this whole narrative about climate change and about air pollution, we all look to our leaders and our policy makers who have, their own way of thinking and their own compulsions, etc. Is the answer going to come from them?
Yes, so see, the contributions of different sources is quite known to us now. We know that 1/3 of the problem is coming from transport sector. We know 1/3 of the problem is coming from industrial sectors, and then rest is biomass, wood dust, and all those kind of things. Now, there are ways by which you can reduce pollution without impacting your economic growth. If you move to more energy efficient technologies, that will not only reduce pollution, that will reduce the production cost, that will improve your profit margins. So there is a win-win situation for that. If you get rid of the older vehicles on the road and move to the newer technology, the vehicular contributions can go down immensely. You're talking about this agricultural residue burning on a daily basis these days. That's a major contribution in the last 2-3 weeks to Delhi's deterioration of air quality. Now, these residues can be converted into useful energy, and the farmer can get a payback for the residue which is burnt unnecessarily in the field. The short point is it's a solvable problem. It has been solved in California. It has been solved in Beijing, in London, where the air pollution levels were actually more than Delhi in past.
Yeah.
So I think what we need is a political will and a clear intent that we want to solve this problem.
Absolutely. Ridhima, I'm going to, end this show with your comments, because truly you are the future and the future hope. And I'm going to take the same question to you, because I know that you signed a petition which asked world leaders to get up, stand up and take action. Are you hopeful that they will?
I hope so, but the stubble burning is banned, but still the farmers are doing that, because I don't know why they are doing that, but the government should do something on that. The government should be get strict upon that, because if the government is going to take that leniently, so the people are not going to get bothered about that. So I want our political leaders to get more strict, get more aware, and please take environmental issues seriously.
What do you have to say, Ridhima, about the impact of climate change, a subject which you're involved with deeply, on the next generation? We've had this report as well, which we've been talking about on the show. What is your message on the impact of climate change on the future generation?
Now we are facing this, the poor air quality, and many places are facing floods, droughts, and many things. So I don't think so that any kid want to face these problems in their future. We are having a right to live in a better future, and we are having a right to be in a healthy environment. So I just want to say that this issue is very important, and everybody should take care about that, and everybody should take their initiative. We can't say that this is government's work or this is people's work. This is everybody is going to face this, so everybody has to do their own initiative. Everybody has to take their own initiatives.
Absolutely. Thank you for your wise words, Ridhima. More power to you, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Dr. Upendra, and of course Sumit Sharma, joining us on this discussion. It's an important subject. We will continue to keep the focus right here on it, and even as we wish a very happy Children's Day to all the kids out there, we hope that the right decisions are made so they truly do have the future they deserve. With that, I want to thank all of you for joining us on the India Development Debate this evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow.